Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta.
What is that? A nice, cold, refreshing glass of water?
That's vodka and Sprite Zero, my friend.
No ice?
No, the vodka's chilled. What are you talking about? It's
All right.
Oh,
No,
man.
it looks
Dude.
cold. That's
It's
nice.
freezing cold.
I drink vodka Sprite Zero every single night, and I gotta have ice in there, man. I
Why?
mean, my Sprite's cold. My vodka's not cold, but my
Just
Sprite's
drink
cold, man.
faster.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's what I need to do. That'll fix all of my problems at home by drinking vodka faster every night. All right, episode 250, guys. 250
Hey,
in a
that's
row.
like that feels like a mile marker.
It's like we're in our mid-50s, right?
Something like that. Yeah, this is man, I didn't expect to do 250 episodes in my lifetime, let alone in a row. So, congrats to you guys, and congrats
well,
to
you
us.
haven't done them in a row, so
Well, neither of you, neither any of us, but the show has done them.
haven't I?
So,
I don't know. I don't miss any episodes.
yeah, you've never gone on a cruise or
I'm
been
perfect.
somewhere else or
Perfect
had bats,
attendance.
had bats attacking you while you're on here unable to
Yeah,
talk.
I made
That
it.
was funny.
I made it despite the bat attack. No,
Yeah,
I
the
probably
wolf-
missed one or two.
Wasn't it a
And our
moth or something?
Our superlatives will give you the bat most likely to survive a bat attack.
What did you say, Tim?
I thought it was a moth that was really just a big moth.
No, it was a bat. I have pictures.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was a bat, and we had not caught it by the time the podcast had started. So I did the entire episode, kind of in fear that there was going to be a bat, but it chilled out the whole time.
It was very interested in Georgia State news. It wanted to know what was going on.
Yeah, it was probably like on the wall, right above me, just watching.
Thinking like, how can I get to these other two guys? They look way more full of blood. This ginger over here, he's got nothing in him. There's no soul to infect at all. Or not. Okay. So episode 250 and 86 days away from football starting. You guys getting excited, or is it still too far out to really get pumped up?
It's too far out for me. I'm excited about it, but 86 is a lot.
Yeah, it's too far out for me, really. But I'm always excited about football. That's how come we keep doing this every single week, right? So
I am like addicted to it. I have like my spreadsheet
Drink.
set up of like dates, and I go in there every day and I watch it increment down one day to find out how close it is to Deadpool starting, to football starting, to a bunch of other random milestones in my life, like my kids
well, at the
going
risk
back
of
to
going
school.
off topic, how far away are we from Deadpool starting?
I have this spreadsheet up right now, but it's July 26th or something. So
Oh,
about,
cool. Okay, so like 2
a
months.
little over a month and a half away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deadpool Wolverine. That's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. All right, back to Georgia State. So people that are in the national media or think they're in the national media are not really giving a lot of respect to Del McGee. I feel we talked about last week the like 4.5 point over under or 4.5 game over under that was predicted. A couple more things came out since we talked last week. The point spread came out for the Georgia Tech game. Georgia State 21-point dogs in that game, which this is a game that I feel like we are easily in right now. I think that this is a game we could definitely win. Not calling it, but predicting it. If that makes any sense. I don't know. Then we got some, I don't know who these are. Tim found some dillweeds on Facebook putting together these projections of the season. They only have us winning one game. Beating Chattanooga is the only team they have us beating all season.
Hey, that's good.
So if we only win one game, I will buy all our patrons beers.
I'll make this. I'll make this.
We already give our Patreons beer.
At a bar.
If we only win one game, it will not be Chattanooga.
All right, David, what's your prophecy?
That's my prediction. I don't think we're going to only win one game. If we only win one game, it's not going to be the Chattanooga.
It's a bunch of horse shit, and we're winning way more than one game. Yeah. And anybody that thinking that Georgia State is going to be a bad football program this year has not paid attention to what's going on right now. Have not paid attention at all. This is a whole different Georgia State program. Del McGee, I don't care if it's first season. A lot of coaches come in first season, they knock it out of the box. I think that this is not going to be just knocking out of the box. He's setting a new gold standard with this program. I'm 1-11 is just stupid. I don't even want to talk about who the hell those guys are. But
Well,
I will gladly chug that beer of Tim's. Should we go?
if we win one,
I may be.
I don't care which one either. If it's one, beer.
And so Ryan says if we win one game, it won't be Chattanooga. What's the one win? You just saying?
I don't know. It's gonna be something that we shouldn't have won. It'll be like Appy or or Tech.
Oh wait. Ryan's picking the win against Appy State right now.
No, because I don't think we're only
team.
going to win one game. But I'm saying the way that we play, it's going to be one that people would have reasonably predicted we lost, and it's not going to. And we're going to lose against Chattanooga.
It is kind of lazy reporting, if you want to call it that, to pick the one FCS team on the schedule and say, well, they're going to win that when they'll lose everything else.
Yeah,
I saw some people on Twitter, Vandy fans, picking Georgia State to beat them. Well, to be fair, the one guy I did see had them beating their one FCS team and losing to everybody else, including us. So,
I mean, Vegas should know better than Willis Sports, right?
Whatever. I don't know who that is.
So,
you don't know who Vegas is?
It's straight up trash, right? The whole thing.
It's garbage. But the 21 point, I just don't know how. If we had a sports book here, I would, and I guess you could do it online, but I haven't figured that out yet. But I'm totally taking Georgia State to cover the 21-point spread, 100%. There's no way that Georgia Tech beats us by 3 touchdowns. Just no way. It's not happening.
My problem is one, this whole team, including the quarterback, is going to be new. And the coach, and so I just have no idea what to expect from the team. I know we're all excited about it and stuff, but then with Georgia Tech though, I haven't watched them in years. I haven't watched a single play of Georgia Tech football in years, so I just have no idea where they're at either. Don't they have a new coach?
Do you know who
Not
has
brand
watched?
New, but new.
Do you know
Second
who has
year?
watched Georgia Tech football? Ryan,
Del McGee.
Coach Del McGee. He's been watching.
We call
every
around
year.
here. We call him AD McGee.
AD McGee, Coach AD McGee,
Coach AD McGee.
I like that.
AD
You just
McGee.
throw all the letters in there.
Yeah, we'll give him a doctorate at some point too. We'll end it with a PhD at some point after he schools Vandy. Maybe we'll give him a PhD honorary. But yeah, he's watched Tech. He knows what he's doing. He's brought in some awesome guys. Hell, we got a new transfer today, an SEC transfer from Texas A&M. Sam McCall came in. I think he's a cornerback. Cornerback is what he is. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And that's just one of many or I should say P5 transfers, P4 transfers that have come in. Although I will say I'm a little nervous about this Sam McCall guy because he committed to Florida and then decommitted and enrolled at Florida State, left there before the season was over, transferred to Texas A&M, and now he's on his third school, leaving for Georgia State. Only been in college for 2 years, but
School's optional.
If the all blue, all NIL is paying him more than whatever Texas A&M oil money can, then either we're doing something wrong or something really, really right.
That's impressive, is what it is, right? I mean,
yeah. Maybe you want to get closer to home because he's a Florida guy, right? Florida guy. He's in Florida. Okay. He's a Florida guy.
I mean, that's still a flight. Once you're in a plane, it doesn't really make.
Yeah, but Texas is a different beast, and Houston sucks, right? I've never been to Houston. I've heard it sucks really bad. Is it where Texas A&M is?
I'm not sure. I've heard it's, but I have
College
heard it's
Station or something like that. College
Station.
Yeah.
Whenever
Houston, I've heard compared to Atlanta a lot. It's very, very similar to Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Crappier Atlanta is what I call it.
They
what do you call it, Tim?
potholes.
Crappier Atlanta.
Oh,
yeah.
Hotter Atlanta. They still replace their potholes with metal plates.
We could start calling Houston Hot Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, as they're let them have that name. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we can just shake it.
Shake it off.
When Denver moved here, I told her She never did, but I just warned her. I was like, don't ever say the word Hotlanta to anyone here.
It's anyone that lives here. Yeah.
Do they still have that in the
You're
airport?
liable to
They
get
used to have,
shot.
they used to have it coming up from the trains going it's through into the security area
Is it
leaving the
Hotlanta?
I
it,
don't
no,
know
it
if it
says
says that anymore.
it said no one calls it Hotlanta.
Oh no, everything. I was just there because I just took a flight to DC. But when I was coming back, all of that section is like ripped off. So I don't know if they're like redoing that board or what, but it's all tore up.
I don't like that big huge wall they have coming out of up the escalators either anymore. Like when you come out there,
Like
it used to
divert
be,
you to the left and right.
yeah, it used to be to come out there and you had all the people standing there waiting for people, and you could
Now they
watch
block it.
soldiers and people coming home from stuff, getting all the families getting excited and crap. No, there's just a big huge wall, and you just like to hit it and bolt left or right to wherever your stupid bag is or however you want to get out of there. And also the signage from MARTA's gone. I know where it is, but when I had to come back from wherever the hell I went to, that flight, that cruise, whatever,
Yeah.
it's like I was like, I know MARTA's right here, but there was no signs pointing towards MARTA at all.
You know, just transportation. No one needs
They're
it.
fantastic. All right. All conference team came out. Sunbelt all conference team. I know that's one of Ryan's favorite things to look how
What do we
deep
get? What do we get?
how deep down the team rankings we can see our players in there, right, Ryan?
I only care about first team.
Any first teams?
All right.
Maybe second,
Yeah.
maybe second, but that's I mean that's honorary mention. Nobody else.
Gavin Pringle, cornerback, defense, first team, Georgia State. Yep.
All right.
We got one.
That's the one. But there were two teams. Was it Coastal and Monroe had no teams, no players first team, and I think Southern Miss had their punt returner on first team. That was all. That's all they had.
Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah. So that's good. Second team got three other defensive players, defensive line, linebacker, safety. So defense should be good. All right.
I think so.
No, I think there was 9 guys overall. We had people on all first, second, third, and fourth team. So our boy Freddie Brock, Venom, was fourth team running back. So I think
from what
he earned
game.
From one game,
he earned all of that by beating the hell out of Utah State. So I think that's one where you'd be like, all right, he impressed so much in that one game. They had to keep him on the list. Watch him rise up that list this season and end up ending the season as first team offense.
I mean, we'll see.
I hope so. Hope he stays. Hope McGee locks that down if he does really well this year. Throws him some more NIL money.
You can't enter the portal anymore, right? Isn't the portal closed as the end of May? Yeah. So no one can enter. We can still pull people out of it. We just can't. No one can leave anymore, right?
That's as of
There's
when?
no more. I think at the end of May, right? Or maybe it's in the middle of May. I don't know.
I'm not up on my portal rules. Are there rules? There are really rules.
There's rules.
You just do whatever you want. Come on.
Well, until the next player sues, I guess.
You just lob a lawsuit over. I don't like your rules, NCAA. Let me do whatever.
Yeah, the Liberty way of doing things. Let us be FBS, or we're going to sue you, and we have more money than you do. Oh, okay. That's a reason right there not to want Liberty in your conference. Everybody finds all kinds of other reasons to do it. Having more money than God, or having I should say having God's money, is a good reason to not let them in your conference. We can do everything you can do and 1 billion times more because we're rich.
Exactly.
Like I feel like Ryan is updating his LinkedIn profile right now.
I am.
See,
I gotta find another podcast to join.
I can tell that look on his eyes.
Wow.
About Liberty for 1 second too long there, Ryan.
I'm like, this is boring.
Are they the projected G5?
No, I think it was. Well, they may be. Well, I think they're projected Conference USA. I want to say it's Boise State and another Mountain West team. Maybe one of those de facto Mountain West teams that got left alone in the Pac-2 or whatever. But Boise State is definitely one of them. There was no Sun Belt team that was picked to be. There was like 3 of them. I can't remember what it was. Boise State was
to be
one.
like maybe or something.
Yeah, and Memphis was not one, which I thought Memphis and the American would have been a team that would be projected up there. So
They're hot and cold, right? I mean, they have like their good years, but they also have their pretty down years. They're not like consistent, right?
They'll kind of like run their schedule and they'll like put up 40, 50 points easy against everybody, but then like lose to 3 teams because they gave up 60. So
right.
It's crazy.
I don't know. I make that up. I have no idea. But when I do watch Memphis, the very few times I've watched Memphis, they put up a lot of points. So
well, you should watch more.
Why?
I don't know if you like them.
I don't.
Well, you watch them at all. That tells me something because you when watch football you don't like.
When you're scrolling through games, you put on games you have some kind of connection. I put on games I have a connection to or a good game that I want to see. And having been from Memphis and family that follows them and everything, it notches them up over a Norfolk State Ball State game. So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. There is, speaking of Coach McGee,
Coach
he has the first annual Distinguished Friends of Football fundraiser, and I thought that may have been some kind of acronym, but if it is, it's like DFOF.
Benefiting all blue, all nil. You gotta add those words in there, David.
There's benefiting all blue, all NIL. Yeah. No, this is just another example of Coach McGee changing the game. I meant to mention earlier, but like that all blue, all NIL, that Give Butter site they have. I mean, it just puttered around 10,000 the entire time Sean was coach. And Del McGee's been here for what, less than 5 months now, and it's already up to over 70,000. And there's corporate sponsors that are not included in that. And at least one of them I've heard rumored as being a 6-figure donation by itself.
Oh, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know who it is, but
that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah. So there's fundraisers happening up in Alpharetta.
Could be Liberty University. I'd be fine with it.
Whoa, your money. Whoa, too far around.
No, I'll take their money. Whatever.
I can't argue.
I'm not too good. I'm not too good for anyone's money.
Whose money? What? Well, and that's why you'll never be a successful politician.
Wait, no, that would make me a successful politician.
Because all they do is they find somebody and you're like, oh, no, you're going to give the money back? And you're like, no.
Yeah, let me get right on that.
Exactly. Yep. I hit that refund button right here. But no, this is some fundraiser going on in Alpharetta. It's all about just raising money for the NIL. I'd love to go to it, check it out. But, man, they're not targeting it. They're not targeting in-town people. It's in Alpharetta at 6:30 on a Friday, not this Friday, next Friday.
I mean, honestly, Alpharetta is there's money up there, I mean, like when I was growing up there, I was always like, this is the rednecks who ran into money, and they went out to Alpharetta and bought a farm, and like it's like they're rich folks out there. So it's a good place to have a fundraiser.
Well, it said in the ad it's presented by Life Hope.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I looked at it. It looks like it's like an office park or something. I thought it'd be like at a restaurant or whatever. Maybe it's like some kind of like office space, rental space, event space.
Somebody called them up and was like, I got a space that you can host something. And they were like, hell yeah, let's do it.
It's a little awkward to sign up for it. When I got to the link and everything, it just was a donate button. And I didn't think that donating would get me anywhere. But if you click that, that's how you get your ticket to the
If you click the button, there are options for 1 ticket, 2 tickets, 3 tickets. And it just changes I don't know how many there are, but there's options for however many tickets you want. Or but I think it is just their regular donation page. Like they didn't set up another page. They just use their regular old page.
They added some buttons to it, so that will be something that's going to be going into that Give Butter site to.
Yeah, I was confused as well.
I want to check it out.
It was odd. It was very odd, but this is another good sign. This is something didn't happen under Sean. We're seeing this under Coach AD McGee.
Well,
$70,943 right now.
They need to make sure that when they have all those people in the room, they're asking them for more money. Because the last event we did, that was all blue, all NIL. They everybody went up and did their speeches, and even the all blue, all NIL people spoke a little bit, and nobody asked for more money. And
I think the whole purpose of this event is to be asking for money. I would be
I think
surprised.
that's the point, right? Fundraising.
Yeah, I'd love to go to it.
I thought the other event was too. So I don't understand what it was for if it wasn't for fundraising.
I think that other event was athletics was not going to do a spring tour. So the NIL was like, hey, we need to do a spring tour. We can float one.
They should have asked for money.
They should have asked for money.
So hopefully they do. I don't know.
I want to go, but I don't see it being in my schedule to be able to make it up there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make it up there. I don't have to make it to everything. It's fine.
I will be at the beach, so I'll definitely not be making it there.
Oh, nice.
I think you should cancel your trip, Tim.
No.
You could go to the beach at a creek in Alpharetta. I was gonna say a lake or something, but I don't think there is one.
Probably not.
No.
Not in Alpharetta. Yeah.
One of you should go. Come on. Who's going? You or you?
I can't make it.
No,
I cannot make it.
You're in the options too, Tim.
I am definitely not in the options. That'll be a really long commute back.
Y'all know me and OTP. Like, I may as well be at the beach already.
It's true. We gotta have someone to go. We'll get our intern to go. How about that?
If it was a Saturday, I'd go.
Yeah,
I'd go on a weekend. I can't on a Friday, 6:30.
Going up 400 at that time, man. Oh God.
I feel like you have to take your book bag with you, go work somewhere, and then go to the event.
If we were not a single car family living in town, I would absolutely go up there. But I'm not going to Uber up there. I'm not going to Uber all the way up there for that. To Uber all the way back down. That's money that I could be spending on the NIL. I would just shove $120 at the NIL instead. So
that's what you should do if that's what you were gonna do.
I was not gonna do that, and I'm not gonna do that.
Nah, I mean you heard it here first. David's donating $125 to this all blue.
125. Why'd it go up? I said 120. You're
I thought you said $5
in.
200.
Look at me doing some fundraising.
You asked for more. That's right.
I raised $5.
We should put you in charge of the NIL, man. You can up those numbers.
They're like, oh, I'd like to donate $25. Oh, yeah. You can make your $30 donation right here.
I saw something where they're trying to get schools to be able to, part of that whole settlement deal, schools to be able to buy NIL rights as to be a way to get over a perceived salary cap and paying players by just funneling money towards NIL and crap. This whole thing is just so weird right now.
They so badly don't want to allow paying players that they're making it this stupid roundabout bullshit whatever. It's just
pay them.
Just end it. Just give them contracts.
Rip the Band-Aid
School
off.
Optional though when you get a contract. School's
the
optional.
only thing with school optional is how could you have your students go physical head-to-head against people that are employed by you. That's weird. That's where I see a problem. Either everyone has to have the opportunity to be a student, or really everyone has to be an opportunity to be a student. So you could be an employee of the university, and just like any employee of the university where you get discounted classes or subsidized tuition or something like that, scholarship with that, but you can't be all right, you placeholder, we're not going to pay you as an employee. We'll give you a scholarship, but you've got to go out onto a field with a bunch of people that are paid by their employer to go out there and knock you off the ground. That's weird. I don't think you can do that.
And students work for the university all the time. I mean, go to the rec center or whatever at Georgia State, and there's students that are working there and they're making money. So this is just another job that you can get at school. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Is I don't think you can't be the team can't be partial employees and partial not employees. If you're gonna employ the students, then everyone has to be employed. And I would take that to be it's got to be every single school you play against, because how are you going to put out students that are not employees against a team of another school who are all employees? That just doesn't make sense to me.
Pay the students, then have them turn around and pay you the tuition.
I don't see the distinction. I honestly, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to do that.
This could go back to the old college days where there was colleges would just play the local fire department and crap. Like you go back and look at those. So you go back and look at some of those old record books from like the 1800s or early 1900s when these schools like you look at Georgia's like record against teams of all time, and they have like a 2-0 record against like the Athens Clarke County Fire Department or some crap. They'll just like play random program, beauty schools and crap like that. I don't know.
Is that like that Georgia Tech beating, was it Cumberland or something?
Cumberland, yeah, but that was actually a school.
That's a sad school.
Unlike, well, you got what you got that. Are they still in the College World Series, the college playoffs, college tournament, the baseball team,
the school, D3 team that has no school,
the private school that went belly up, and then the next day the team made it to the Super Regionals or something. Are they still playing? It's like a Alabama school.
I don't know. They won something recently, so I think they're still in it. Yeah.
If they move to a don't require school, they should just peel off the athletics departments into their own entities and just be like, this is no longer.
Are you gonna make every college student athlete an employee? Are you gonna start employing your volleyball players and your soccer players, or is this just a football thing?
Well, maybe the football program peels off. I don't know. I'm like, as soon as they're not going to school, I already think it doesn't make a lot of sense that public universities are the ones who sponsor all, like, basically our B league for football, right? It doesn't make any sense to me, except for the fact that we've grown up watching this. But like, if you really sit down and think about it, it doesn't make any sense. So if we can find an excuse to peel it off of there, that would be even better.
Yeah, but I don't understand.
Public sponsored football is weird. Like, I don't understand why that happens.
But we're okay with public sponsored basketball and baseball and soccer and all these other sports.
No, football was just the example I used.
So colleges should not have athletics.
Not the way that it exists. No.
Well, okay.
Everybody keeps talking about how paying players is ruining the amateur status of
yes,
players.
It is. Okay. It's ruining.
Football players on campuses have not been amateur in my lifetime. They just haven't, right? I mean, they
just got different ways.
What?
They just got money different ways.
I mean, it's not even about that. Like, them getting paid isn't actually even changing the level of play on the field at all, right? Zero. Mm-hmm. So, and what it is a way for them to get into the NFL, essentially.
It's tryouts, right? It's 4 years of tryouts, or whatever, 2 years, 3 years.
Or like 4 years of free agency.
But instead of a minor league like baseball has, they've monetized it in public institutions. It's just weird.
Well, the problem was, I think, that when college football kind of separated themselves from the NCAA and they made their own decisions about it, I think TV media contracts should have never gone the conference route. I think that by being part of the NCAA should have controlled all TV aspects of it and balanced out a little bit more of the revenue sharing across programs. But when you have, conferences that are just getting paid bajillions of dollars and schools wanting to get bajillion plus dollars, if we bring in Texas and Oklahoma, that brings us all more money. That's where it all got. I mean, not to say that it just got bad with Texas and Oklahoma. I'm just saying the whole purpose of the NCAA was to protect this quote unquote sanctity of the amateur sport, the amateur student athlete. But the money was so big and everyone just found a way to line their own pockets bigger and bigger. And now you've got these 20 or 30 teams making bajillions, probably making more money than some NFL teams are making on their players and everything. And so, yeah, it sucks, but either we have college athletics this way, or we don't have college athletics. But I mean, we'll have college athletics, and it's that's what I kind of foresee happening. I think this thing's gonna get so big, it's gonna be some kind of big balloon, and it's gonna burst, and the smaller programs will continue playing traditional amateur sport,
not Olympic sports, right?
I mean, even football, but it just won't be that. But it'll be like Ryan's minor league of your Georgias and Ohio States and Michigans, Alabamas, USC's, Notre Dame's, whatever. But it's not the same
recruit
thing.
From that pool.
Like especially like think about Notre Dame, for instance, this independent program. Like they're just gonna own a minor league football team. That's what the school owns. It's one of their assets on the books, and they're just gonna. I don't know.
This shit's gonna get weird.
I was gonna, you know what? That does bring up something interesting. Like, if it ends up being like high school recruits really only go into the lower echelon, the G5, and then the P5 is basically just recruiting out of that pool, like at some point, that would be pretty interesting, actually.
Your Major League Baseball, like minor league, Division 1A, AA.
Yeah,
AAA.
they're like, hey, you need to go to the G5 route first, so we can like see you play against some bigger folks and some of the better people, and then they will start recruiting out of the G5 programs.
Well, they kind of do that now.
That could be fine.
Well, I made this comment before a while back. Was like, what if there was like an affiliation type thing, like where when Georgia goes on to whatever this next level they have, Georgia State becomes a feeder program, the Division I double or AAA, whatever it's considered, under that thing. And so if you come play for Georgia State, then there's a path to you to go to Georgia type thing. Like, you could start off your career at Mercer, and if you do okay within the middle of the semester, you can get promoted to Kennesaw State. And if you do pretty well at Kennesaw State, within a couple of weeks, you can make it to Georgia State. And then once you have a game-winning drive,
that's a lot. No.
You pull up to the University of Georgia.
Also, that would require all of those universities agreeing that is the ladder, right? Because I'm sure Kennesaw would have a problem with that with Georgia State, even though you're absolutely right, 100%. But I would have a problem even just making a contract that says we're lower than Georgia.
Well, okay, fine. You convinced me, Ryan. We'll go by it. It's going to be state by state, and largest university becomes the flagship program. So Georgia will become a feeder program into Georgia State.
Perfect. Perfect.
So I know we're talking about this theoretical.
Check your red and black when you cross 285. Once you're inside the perimeter, it's all blue and white.
Invert.
Right. I mean, I know you're talking about this theoretical thing, but that's what it already is. We are the feeder program for the P5.
Yeah, but it's P5. Well,
it's not official.
P5. Like, there's no structure, which I think that's going to be some kind of deal that's got to be with like NILs or becoming. If you become an employee of the university, that employer now owns you, and they can trade you away. Just like
players don't own employees. What are you talking about?
It'd be the contract you would enter into, just the way that players enter into contracts with the Falcons or the Braves or whoever else. Is like, all right, cool.
Contracts are also problematic, but I get your point now.
Yeah, but it's like, all right, you're going to be within this umbrella organization of the whatever college football thing we've got going on. College, you can just drop that word from
and go somewhere else. Like, what was it? Bo Jackson that famously declined to go to the people who drafted him and said he wanted to go to
another that. You can decline to go where you drafted.
He went and played baseball instead, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, douchebag Eli Manning did that to force a trade. Joe Montana did, or was it Steve Young? One of those San Francisco guys did the same thing as Joe Montana that did it. Or
they refused to go where they were drafted.
Yeah, and Steve Young went and played in the Canadian League or USFL or whatever it was.
Yeah.
There's somebody listening that's going to be screaming at their phone right now listening to this crap. But yeah, something like that. But yeah, there's been players that have refused to go where they're playing, and
but they go somewhere else though, right? Because the NFL, that's
with the NFL, I think with the NFL, if you refuse to play, you can defer and you can re-enter the draft the next year. You can't just say because that original team
you can't just be a free agent.
That team that drafted you still owns your rights,
right?
Because they drafted you,
right?
Yeah. But I just want to reiterate that Eli Manning's a douchebag because that's what he did. Yeah, well, actually, he let his daddy do it. I saw a thing today. We're talking about like whatever the new generation is that are like graduating college now, Generation Alpha or whatever they are. They're like 19% of them like are showing up to job like interviews with at least one parent with them, and I'm like, that was Eli Manning. Eli Manning was the original Generation Alpha. Letting his dad
do. If someone came to work at my job, at my company, and brought their parents, I'd be like, get out. You failed the interview. You're done.
We're not interviewing your parent.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to interview your parent. Where did you go wrong in life?
Yeah, you're.
Right.
This
I
is
have
like
little
grown
kids.
ass.
I want to make sure I don't do the same thing that you did to this child to my own.
Yeah.
I did ask a parent once at a bar or a restaurant where they went wrong with their children or child,
Oof.
individual child. But it was fair because they had 2 kids there, and one was wearing a Falcons jersey, the other one was wearing a Saints jersey. So I didn't know what the dad did. That one of his kids was wearing a Saints jersey, and so I asked the question, like, "Where did you go wrong with this kid?" Because I want to make sure I don't do it to mine. And that mom's eyes just flames came from it. Because then I followed it up with, because I don't want kid to ever be a Saints fan, and then she saw the humor in it, which I didn't intend any, but
She was just taking it as a dig.
Well,
She's like, wait, what's wrong with my kid?
that mom got so mad so fast, but she cooled down super quickly. I almost got my face slapped.
which is frankly surprising. It doesn't happen more often.
I've never had my face slapped. I don't think sober. I've never been sober when my face was slapped.
Drunk,
I mean, drunk me, maybe 50-50. I don't know. Probably there's a good likelihood. The story I just told you is a good chance. At the time of this story, I had a margarita with an entire bottle of Corona shoved upside down into it. So yeah.
Nice.
All right. Off topic quite a bit, but
yeah, what are we talking about?
This is
slapping David.
This is near and dear to my heart. It's not necessarily scheduled talk, but it's kickoff time talk. This Georgia Tech game is an 8 p.m. kick, week 1 college football, DragonCon Atlanta, Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend, yeah.
I always confuse the two.
I got Lizzie, man. I gotta figure it out because I can't have a child that day.
No,
you should have thought about that 8 years ago, Ryan.
Well, I can just tell Denver not to come, right?
We can get a joint sitter. Well, no, I've already got a sitter because my wife's going to DragonCon, so I've already got a sitter.
Nice,
because she's gonna bring the kids to DragonCon.
No, we have a sitter. If my wife can go to DragonCon, I can go to Georgia Tech.
I'll just let me in on that, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you just drop the kid off.
You throw a few bucks my way, we can get.
I will. We'll talk.
Probably won't even notice. You know.
Well, Lizzie will probably just watch all the kids. Like, you know what we could do? We could just let your babysitter go, and Lizzie can just watch all the kids.
Is she gonna watch the baby?
Yeah.
Sure.
Works for me. Let's do it.
If anything happens, it'll be your fault. But
let's just take that babysitter money and roll that right into the tailgate fund or the drinks in Bobby Dodd Stadium fund. I like this
just
idea.
So everybody knows, this is not what the real plan is. We're
this isn't
not doing this.
Whoa! You tease.
No defects.
Well, I gotta,
guys.
I gotta, for the recording.
Yeah, it's totally happening.
In case you missed that wink, I'll give you the other one.
Yeah, the 8-year-old is watching the 7, 5, and 2-year-old.
Perfect.
Even though we have a perfectly capable babysitter to do it all for us.
Yeah, but the babysitter's taking money away from drinking.
All right, so Tech 8 p.m. We gotta sit down. We gotta figure out some tailgate plans because that's going to be a big day. We have to figure out, most importantly, how we make it to the stadium. I'm not going to say sober because that's not going to happen. And how we survive the game and make it home to.
Well, the new
Ryan's
idea
daughter.
is a bar crawl from our stadium to Tech, right?
A hybrid idea. It's both a pub crawl / tailgate. It's an 8 o'clock game. Bars open in Atlanta at 10:30, 11 o'clock on a Saturday. We just start in Summerhill, start at Ryan's house. Oh, we can start even early. Ryan's house, we can start even earlier because
Ryan's open 24/7.
Ryan's house is always open. So we start at Ryan's house in the morning. We get our mimosas on, and then we start walking our way towards Bobby Dodd. Preface. First thing in the morning, before we start the mimosas at Ryan's house, we take everything up to our tailgate spot at the Varsity or wherever it is around Bobby Dodd that we're going to do this. And then get everything set up, and then all the old people that are in our group that are too lazy and wussy to pub crawl with us, which is very few,
or even people that just don't want to walk that far.
Yeah, the wussy old people. So they come with us back. So everybody else goes back to Ryan's house. We do mimosas, and we just make our way towards the tailgate. And we get to tailgate for a few hours. We get to we get to pub crawl for a few hours, tailgate for a few hours more. And somehow hope that we survive Bobby Dodd Stadium. That's gonna be the worst podcast episode ever. Coming out of the game, like, hey guys, so how was the weekend?
But
Yeah.
Hell if I know.
This is another episode by Ryan and Tim. David has not been released out of APD jail yet, so
and we're just like, oh well, we're here, so lucky you.
yeah, I would say the pub crawl tailgate only works if you have a way to get home from there, because otherwise you're walking or martyring all the way back.
I got martyred.
You got to Uber.
You could Uber, but yeah.
I got martyred. I'm just going to go straight into Dragon Con, man. Dragon Con, that party don't stop.
You just roll right in.
Yeah, man. I'm sure my wife would be ecstatic to see me that night. So she's like, check the babysitter. She's fine. I was like, yeah, sure.
I did. I texted.
Your wife's gonna have her phone off.
Yeah, probably so. All right, but that's just week 1. Week 2, Chattanooga coming down, 7 p.m. kick. Another nighttime kick. All right. Who cares about Chattanooga? Next week, Vandy, SEC team, making their debut at the park. 7 p.m. kick.
Like it.
3 night games in a row. This is awesome. This is great. This is awesome. Also, night games are great, but night games in the South, the first few weeks of the season are
weather's
fantastic.
gonna be great. I mean, the tailgate's gonna be hot, but like the game is gonna be real nice.
I can tailgate all day in 88, 89, 90, 100-degree weather.
You keep pounding the beer.
You sit in a stadium for 3.5 hours watching a game when it's 85 degrees, 90 degrees out. That is a whole different level of hot, whole different level of heat. I don't want to do that. I'll tailgate.
It is.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that the coaches' families end up in the suites again, and they got kids and all that stuff. I mean, I got to remake those connections, but yeah, I can do that. I can do that pretty early.
Drop Lizzie off in there, like here.
Yeah, send Lizzie over and let the coaches' wives, babysit for a little while.
Or is she not going to babysit all season long? I thought we were negotiating full season babysitting.
Well, for the Georgia Tech game, it won't be a home game, so.
Oh,
right.
Gotcha. But then
completely anecdotal though. I thought we had better attendance when we played all those night games last year from the students.
Yeah, you should. I think that it'll be difficult.
A little hazy, but
yeah, a little hazy. Chattanooga will be a difficult draw. Vandy should be a good draw, even though it's Vandy. I think that'll get a good student draw there, especially when we're 2-0, having beaten Tech and squeaking out 1 from Chattanooga.
Won by 2 of Chattanooga.
Yeah,
last
second. Yeah. When Del McGee ties it up the last second and goes for 2 versus just an extra point to win it. That'd be bad coaching.
That would be really bad coaching.
So that'd be something I would see Elliott doing.
Right. So 3 games start the season at night, and then later on the season, we know that our game at Marshall on a Thursday night is going to be at night, and then on a Friday at UConn is going to be at night. That's 5 night games already, just based off times that are set already. That's awesome. Our next home game would be Trash Down South between 2 bye weeks. Might as well make that one another night game as well. That would be.
Have we played them at night, or is 3:30 the latest we've done it?
We've not played them at night at home. With that first game, the first game we played, the Paulson Stadium North game, was that at night?
At night? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I was in London, and I feel like I remember the scores coming in,
when you're waking up
later or whatever it was. So
yeah,
was that night game? Was it really a night game? I was out drinking. It doesn't matter. So
I thought 41-7 was a night game.
No, that was definitely an afternoon game.
Was it afternoon? I guess it was dark.
41-7. The first 41-7. That wasn't
not 41-7. Whatever we beat them by.
34-7. 34-7. That was a day game because I was drinking in Tampa for that.
I was there. Oof.
You have witnessed some of the best games. That game in Tennessee.
Tennessee was great, although it was hotter than hell in there.
Well, that color orange they have kind of radiates heat out on its own.
It's puke orange.
It just reflects the heat all over the stadium.
It's not a good orange. Tennessee's got one of the worst color. Tennessee, and I don't even like the burnt orange of Texas either. They're ugly oranges.
It's not great.
I tell you what, though, this is off topic. They are pumped to be in the SEC. I was around a bunch of Dallas people the last couple of days.
And Texas?
That's all the nonsense they could talk about. Oh, Georgia. Oh, Georgia. I'm like, cool. Don't care.
Yeah. I mean, Texas fits the mold of an SEC program. So
Yes, completely.
Cool. That UConn game, I am 90% certain
You're
I'm
doing
going
it,
to.
man.
I'm doing
You're
it. I just need to know whether or not I have cohorts in crime with me because that will change my plans. But I found out, I forgot, I've got friends that live in Connecticut. So
Oh, I do too.
I forgot all about that until I was like looking at flights and crap. Also, I realized that UConn Stadium, it's not on campus at all.
No.
It's like nowhere near it. So, but fortunately, Connecticut's a small state, so it's not far away.
So it is near it. It's just
It's Connecticut. It's yeah. It's basically like if I'm trying to think of a connection. It'd be like if campus is in if the airport, Atlanta airport, sorry, I shouldn't say the airport, where Connecticut's airport is, if that was like downtown Atlanta, then UConn campus is basically Decatur or maybe Stone Mountain. That's how far away they are from the airport in Hartford, and so that would put where the stadium is, like just southeast of that, just south of me, like I don't know where the drive-in theater is. Where the drive-in theater, that's a good example. So,
I think they want to get the. I think that guy we had on that doesn't know anything about Connecticut. I thought he mentioned they want to get. They want an on-campus stadium because like they're feeling the pain of like not having
being able to get up in the morning and walk over there. Well, one thing I did notice, there is an airport. There's a regional airport, like basically walking distance to this to the UConn stadium. So I looked it up. I looked up charter flights from PDK to Hartford Braden, I think is what it's called. Hey, I found it as cheap as about $1,300 a person. If we can get 20 people at $13 a pop, we can take a charter jet from PDK up there.
PJ.
Oh boy. I was looking. I've only flown into White Plains, which is technically New York, but it's really close.
Yeah, I looked at. There's no other airports that are really so. But the fact that the stadium is where it is now that I realize where it is, I don't need to worry about a bus or a shuttle or whatever. I can fly up there, and it's like a 20-minute Uber ride down to the stadium. So if I can't find anybody to go with me, I'm flying up that Friday morning, going straight to the. I found a liquor store and an Aldi's walking distance to the stadium. I can just Uber there, get some booze, get some grub, walk over to the stadium, do my own tailgating. I found a bar not far away that's open until 2 a.m.
There you go.
There. After the game, I go there and I drink until 2, and then there's a 6 a.m. flight out, and I just take from 2 a.m. up to the airport. I nap for a couple hours at the airport and fly back. That's my plan.
You don't even have to pack.
I'm not going to. So that's my plan if nobody goes with me. But if somebody will go with me, I can stay longer.
Well, if I go with you,
David.
It's the same plan.
Yeah, right. And also, Tim, I know that you're going down to Jacksonville for the game. So I found out it's actually a cheaper flight
from Jacksonville.
From Atlanta to Hartford to Jacksonville is cheaper than a round trip flight from Atlanta to Hartford. So you could fly up there with us, and when we fly back at 6 a.m.,
I take a different flight.
You just have a different flight, and it gets you down before college game day starts in Saturday in Jacksonville. For like 30, you save like $30. So you buy us a couple of drinks.
It's a deal.
You heard that? It's on.
I really wanted to go to that game too. I just hate where it's scheduled.
Which honestly, we should have known that the entire time. November 1st, and with Florida, Georgia always being the Halloween weekend.
I think when I looked at it, I'm like, oh, Georgia, Florida is the week before, and I'm like, wait, no, it's not. It's just the weird time. It's in November.
Yeah. Fun. All right, Ryan. So I've got you a little bit.
Ryan's in all-nighter.
You've piqued my interest.
All right, I'll share flight details with you. It's gonna be awesome. It's cool bars too. I figured.
I mean, I really like the idea of traveling up there just for this, getting hammered and not packing anything.
Just like don't miss your flight.
Worst case scenario is there is a hotel for $95 that's by that 2 a.m. Bar. But I'm like, that's still wasting $95.
At 2 a.m., you just go to the airport and just hope you don't pass out at the airport.
There's also an 8 a.m. flight, which we could, but still, I'm like, just go to the airport. And
right.
I did this in where was I? Dublin. I was in Dublin. We went out drinking all night and just rolled the party right into the airport and never went. We went back to the hotel to get our stuff, but we never slept in the hotel.
See, when I went to Dublin, I had a last night in a hostel by myself. I had spent nights in a room with the person I was traveling with, and then she left. But then I stayed in one of those hostels that had bunk beds and probably had 16 people in there. So I roll into there at 4 or 5 in the morning, just plastered, and sleep for an hour maybe because my flight was ass early. So I go to my rental car and I open the door and there's people in the parking deck that I'm at, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna puke and then I'm gonna go.
They take
watch
drinking and driving way more serious over there than we do.
I don't remember being drunk at that point. I remember being hungover.
Fair. No,
I don't know, but
did you try to
I made my flight. When I checked in, they were like, "You're not gonna go home today," and I'm like, "You watch me."
Well, we convinced ourselves that being Ireland, that even after the bars and the clubs and everything had closed or stopped serving, that obviously the airport would continue serving all the way through all their flights. So we went and straight to the airport, and no, we had 4 hours. We had to wait until they opened up stuff, and I certainly got me a Guinness as soon as that thing opened up.
I got on the flight next to this old Irish lady, and I leaned over and I said, I really apologize. I had a really fun time in Dublin last night, and I may end up using my bag. And she was like, "Oh, I'm so glad you had fun." She's like, "Do you want a piece of gum?"
Yes,
really sweet.
If you want me to puke all over you right now, yes, please.
No, a mint gum to help.
She's
puke left. That's it.
I had a middle seat. I had a middle. So my party was continuing. I was flying from Dublin to Edinburgh to go to a wedding, a wedding that would be in a couple more days, and so I got on the middle seat, and I got flight anxiety. I don't handle flights very well. I picture me being the star of the original flight, Final Destination movie, just balls of fire coming down the alleyway and crap. And I got on that Ryanair flight between two people, laid my head back, and woke up when the wheels hit the ground. I missed takeoff. I missed everything. My buddy next to me was like, "How did you sleep?" They were selling magazines and cigarettes. It was some kind of this, crazy concession stand. And I was like, I have no memory of that flight. I slept at that thing, no problem at all. It was fantastic. Got to Edinburgh, got on a little shuttle bus, passed some cottages with some lambs, got to a bar, and kept that party rolling.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, for everyone still listening to this is basically last call.
We're already on last call, but we're not. I don't know how we got here.
There's only one more thing I wanted to talk about.
What?
Basketball.
What about it?
You want to send it to last call? We can talk about something important.
Not much. Just ticket renewals are open. They opened that up.
Oh yeah.
But the recruiting class, 10 signees. This
class all over the place, right?
This class that Jonas Hayes put together, second in the Sun Belt, 86th overall in all of NCAA. Which, when you figure there's 340 teams, it ain't too shabby. That's top 26.
That's probably 2 or 3 in mid majors.
Exactly right.
We're not talking about that, Ryan. Come on now.
I know. I'm just making fun of.
We don't support that bullshit unless we're in the top 20. Then we do.
Exactly. That's perfect.
There's some cool names on this roster, though.
Maybe we save those for last call.
Ryan has to go to the bathroom. He wants to get out.
No, it's 55 minutes in, guys. Come on.
Real quick
Hey,
question for you, since I didn't
Yeah.
know the renewals reopened or opened, do they advertise it or?
We got an
Email
email.
went out. Email went out.
Okay, yeah, I don't check my email.
Yeah, I got it. I got that email.
By the way, if you ever tell athletics you don't check your email, they're like, "That's on you." I'm like, "All right, well, y'all need to get."
What the most Georgia State thing ever? Yeah, sorry. If you don't do things the way we do things, then sorry, just don't give us money anymore. Just charge me until it declines. Like when I buy season tickets or if I buy anything from
Put
Georgia
me
State,
on a payment plan.
bill me for that every single time until that card has just declined because I'm dead. I'll just keep paying it.
And
What
when
if they
they
charge
called me
you? What if they charge you a $10 fee per month for that? Would you still do it?
I told them that we've entered into a subscription-based economy, and I just
We
want
have.
give me a flat rate that gives me all of my football tickets, all my basketball tickets, and my pack donation, and hell, throw in the NIL now deal too, and just I'll pay whatever. Is that $50 a month? Is that $100? Is that $250? Just tell me what my monthly commitment is to this university, and I'll just pay it. I don't want to have to renew it. I don't want to sign back up. And and if they're smart, they put that little 1% club tacked on there where it goes up by 1% every single year.
the
And it
thing
just
is they could sell it for more. And people would buy it because if they look at, I mean, this is what we did with the LP with memberships, $30 a year, and then I was like, or $3 a month, which is $36. We got monthly all the time. I mean,
Want
every
to
new
split it up?
membership after we did that was a monthly, and I'm like, we're making $6 extra off of you every year, for each person that we got to do
see,
that.
we're having the exact opposite problem with Patreon because I've got people, we did the $3 a month thing, which is actually full now, but we did a $3 a month membership and I was like, I could do $30 a year, save you $6, but Patreon won't turn that feature on for us because I don't know, they hate life or something. I'm not sure exactly, but we lost members because they were like, I'll pay $30 a year. I don't want to pay $3 a month. So
Weird.
That's weird. No, I told athletics that they should text me, and they're like, "We're working on it." I'm like,
just bill me. Just keep billing me.
I'm fine with that too, but I'm just saying in general, if you text me, I will actually look at it.
How come there are still people paying for AOL memberships because they don't know they're still paying for it, and Georgia State
Is
can't
that real?
just keep on billing? Yeah, AOL makes millions of dollars a year. I mean, it's like 2 or 3 now, but they still make money every year because people just have never stopped paying that $14.95 a month.
Maybe they think they
My,
need to pay that to keep that at
Hell, I've
AOL.com
had a
email.
I've had a $10 Planet Fitness membership for the past 6 years, or 10 years. I haven't gone to.
well, gym memberships are notoriously difficult to get rid of.
I want to quit the bank. All right, I think right here, shy of an hour, we can head over to last call, Ryan.
Cool.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. That's a great idea, David.
Tim, you want to take us out of here?
Sure. Thanks everyone for listening. We're gonna go pee, probably.
I don't think I
Restock beverages because I've been
I
drinking
think I
like
am.
a fire hose right now. And head over to last call if you liked what you heard, or if you didn't, doesn't matter. Support us. Patreon.com/State of Atlanta. You'll get live streaming access, discounts on sweet merch, group chat action to your heart's content, and more. $5 a month because $3 is full. You become a fan of our show. We'd love to have you aboard. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.